I go outside not very often, and my cat really likes to. I wanted to sit in the shade, but Pebbles' kitty wanted to be close to the door, so that's why her harness is on the door. So I'm keeping a good eye on her, so it's got a lot of spring in it, so she's not going to hurt herself if she suddenly takes off. She does like to stay by the door. I still got that Scottish accent. It's kind of weird. Might not even be Scottish, but I don't really have much control over what comes out of my mouth, this least accent-wise, because it's sort of a neurological condition that's not well understood. So my last video was kind of about that. I'm going to see if I can sing a song, and if maybe a song that's not in my accent will help, but we'll see. So I really like this one song. We'll try it. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Oh, I can't remember the rest. Oh well, it's fun to sing. Let me see, there's a song I know really well, which is Take Me to Church. We'll see. Wonder if one of my neighbors will notice me singing. Oh, it looks like she wants to go inside. Let me follow her so she does not hurt herself. Okay, honey. Are you going to go fully inside? No. She's wagging her tail. She's right by the door. Well, I don't want to climb these stairs too much. I still have a lot of pain with that. So let's go inside. Alright. I'm going to watch her. We'll see if maybe door wide open, but me holding the leash will work. Sorry for the shakiness. I do have a tremor. It's called an enhanced physiological tremor. Let me try not to get too much of the litter box. Nobody wants to see that. Plus, it's not my favorite litter company, which is Kitty Poo. Whoop! Let's gotta follow the kitty. Whoop! It's really dark now. She's looking at me. She's like, Mama, I don't need to be on the leash anymore. She's not really resisting it as much as she normally does. It's so weird because I only put it on if she's like going to go outside. So you'd think that she'd be so happy to be outside. She wouldn't mind the leash, but I guess she does. Wonder if I should flip it around so you can see me. Don't look really that great today. I kept doing this thing in my last video, I noticed, where my eyes were like bugging out randomly. I'm going to archive this video, so we'll see. Let me place this on a makeshift whatever. I like how specific that is. I think my husband's going to come home soon from the store. This is actually a union t-shirt. OPEIU. I'm not going to tell you which specific union. I'm sure you could read it here if you looked really close, but maybe I'll just hope that that won't happen for my own identity. Let me turn off some fans so you can hear me. In case I still have any internet fans, I don't want you to be cancelled out my voice because of the oscillating fans and the physical fans. Yes, I don't know who's watching, but that's okay. That's the beauty of it, right? Let's try Take Me to Church and see if I can do that. I did want to say, and I'm not sponsored by anyone in this video, unless you count my union, which I wouldn't, but my favorite sparkling water drink, bubbly. And they have that, like, all those ads with Michael Bublé, that are kind of cute. The guy, as far as whether Michael Bublé himself is cute, it's debatable. I think he's I mean, I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers, but you know, he is not like my big mega crush either. But yeah, I tried a few different. I don't like LaCroix. I don't like a lot of the brands, but I do like bubbly. But yeah, not sponsored yet. I'd love it if Bubbly were to sponsor me or somebody else. I do have some little sponsors, but I'm not going to talk about them in this video necessarily unless it comes up naturally. So I was going to sing a song, and I'm not sure, my short-term memory is sometimes affected, so I'm not sure if I should mention, or if I did mention, yeah, I already mentioned it as far as the Michael Bublé connection, that he sings. He's one of the many people to cover the Nina Simone song. When I attempted to sing and then immediately forgot all the lyrics because my short-term memory is crap. And again, neurological condition, they're closely monitoring it, but it can be a little unpredictable. In case you wanted to look it up, right now they think it's a functional neurological disorder, sometimes also called stress conversion disorder. It's a little bit like when I reach a place of stress. I have a very stressful job and I'm newly married and I have a lot of physical pain, which they're also working on diagnosing, but when all of these things sort of stress me out, it means that my nervous system and my brain decide they're going to do very random things to try to calm me down. So apparently talking like a Scottish person and not being able to stop talking like a Scottish person is something my brain is doing to calm me down. But sometimes my speech will slow down or I will slur my words despite the fact I don't drink alcohol. Sometimes my arms will not move or my legs will not move, and sometimes I'm not able to speak clearly and I will have like word salad or gibberish or just not speaking real words, or I'll lose whole words from my brain, my vocabulary will shorten. A lot of these things happen in late May, but just last week I had a pretty big flare-up on Monday after having spoken in my normal Esther voice, born and raised in Washington State in the US, pretty neutral accent as far as if you believe that there's anything like a neutral accent. But what I'd always been told is that newscasters were to study people who speak in Washington State and the surrounding areas, because it's usually very well understood, at least by North American audiences. But right now, and you can tell it's kind of changing, it doesn't stay in Scottish, like sometimes Russian will sneak in, or other parts of Europe, or I've even had it travel to other parts of the globe, other parts. I don't have, like I said, it's not under my control, although sometimes when I'm speaking very slowly and stuttering and slurring my words, sometimes I can give myself a little nudge to speak in a foreign accent, whichever one happens to be nearby. I used to do a lot of theatre, so I wonder if doing theatre and plays, that is part of it, but who knows. So I'm going to see if I can sing without the accent, if I sing a song that I have memorized quite well, which is Take Me to Church. It's possibly my favourite song, well, possibly that I did not write. I have a lot of songs that I've written, like over 1,000 songs I've written in my lifetime, and so some of those are my favourites. But as far as covers go, I love Take Me to Church and A Little Respect by Erasure. Take Me to Church is by Hosier. I never learned how to say their name. Anyway. My lover's got humor. She's a giggle at a funeral. Meets everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. A new poison every week. We were born sick, but I love it. My church offers no absolutes. She says worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. We were born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. 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 Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my truth and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, won't you give me more life? Take me to church, I'll be worshipped like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my truth and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, won't you give me more life? If I'm a pagan of the good times, my love is the sunlight. To keep the goddess on my side, she demands a sacrifice to drain the whole sea. Something shiny, something meaty for the main course. That's a high-looking fine horse. What you got in the stable? We got a lot of starving faithful. That looks plenty, that looks tasty. This is hungry work. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my truth, and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, won't you give me my life? No masters are kings when the ritual begins. There is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. In the madness and the toil of that sad earthly sea, only then am I human, only then am I free. Amen, 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 amen. Take me to church, I'll be worshipped like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, won't you give me my life? See, I remember most of that, and I don't think it was Scottish. Ah, my Scottish voice is back. What if I tried a song that was Irish or Scottish? I loved Cranberries. I loved, oh, what's the word? I loved, was it the Proclaimers? Proclaimers. I'm not sure I've ever even covered that on any of my channels. What is, when I go out, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's coming on you. When I go to work, nope, I do not remember that song well enough. Cranberries, do I remember any of them? Possibly Zombies. Zombie. Let's see. Another. Nope. I only remembered one word. Can I remember the chorus? Nope. I do not remember it. I have not heard it in a long time, but I used to be like the only thing that I could play on bass guitar. Other than songs I'd written. I remember with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are fighting. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. It's in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh, oh, do, do, do. Oh, I loved Cranberries. I was always compared to them in high school, even when I hadn't even really heard them beyond like one single on the radio. Same with Alanis Morissette, always compared to her. But the main song of hers that I've memorized is You Ought to Know, and that might not be good for an all ages audience. Although one of my bands did cover it, and we just kind of changed some of the lyrics to make a little bit more appropriate, but still have the passion of the song. So the line is, are you thinking of me when you bleep her, starting with F, and so we would sing, are you thinking of me when you touch her, which is still gets the point across, but you're not like offending people's delicate ears. But there's more to that song, obviously. I wonder if I can at least remember the chorus. Well, I'm here to remind you of a mess. Okay, there we go. Well, I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear since you went away. You, I don't know. Yes. So some of my long-term memory is fine. Some of my long-term memory is not good, bad. And some of my short-term memory is fine, and some of it is bad. and sometimes I lose words. So that's not very good for a novelist and a songwriter and someone who speaks and sings a lot on videos. I mean, it might be nice that I've got this like interesting accent for videos, but like for me to not be able to remember all the words that I used to remember, like why is it that I can remember like at one point the longest word that was ever taught to me, which is anti-disestablishmentarianism? I can say that I have a neurological condition, but then I space on another word. Like if I were to try to tell a very simple story, I think my brain is fine right now, but if I would try to say like, my husband is at the store and he's driving home. Or if I like slow down too much, like you might notice I'm talking kind of fast. My husband said I've been talking too fast for him to understand, especially with the accent. But if I slow down what I'm talking about, and especially if I'm talking about something stressful, then I can get the slurred speech. And so like if I start to think about how much work I've missed this year because I went to the emergency room. I went to the doctor around Memorial Day, and then I was in the emergency room for every night for 8 days. Then I tried to work but only worked one day. Then I had to take 1 month off from work, and then I tried to go back to work, which only worked for 1 week, and then I had a month and a half off of work, and now I'm back to work, and I've been back to work for about a week, and it's been very challenging. But as you can see, I feel like the more confident I am and the more quickly I try to talk, then I don't have as much slowdown. So that's a little example of if I'm talking about something stressful and I'm not talking quickly enough, then my brain can slow down. So anyway, I hope that this was a bit of a catch up. I'm going to try to keep this to close down the video and try to archive it, put it up. I was trying to think of something Scottish or at least Irish or European to say to close out when I was talking to my doctor today. So I'll close with a joke that I got from like the behind the scenes of one of my favourite TV shows when they were all teasing each other, which is, "You best not be courting me daughter." Bye. Well, if I can figure out how to say goodbye, but goodbye.